Fan Hotline, presented by Nemacolin. Around every corner, Nemacolin creates real-life magic for guests. The Pittsburgh Steelers could only muster 10 points yesterday. The Steelers a lot of people are down on the Steelers, and I'm there, too. I don't know how good they'll be. It's all going to work out. They'll be 8-9, 9-8. They'll say that Tomlin held the group together, yada, yada, yada. We've seen this before. Here's a question for you, and this is where I want to start at 412-928-9370. That's 412-928-9370. I'll be here till 7:30. Paul's got to duck out of here at 7. But let's start with this, and we'll take your calls on it. If Kenny Pickett doesn't show marked improvement, okay, let's take it through this year. Let's say it continues on the same trajectory. Would you tinker with and think about drafting a quarterback in this upcoming draft in one of the top 2 rounds? And here's why. Next year, it'll be Kenny Pickett's 3rd year. Now, some may say, well, that's a year early because you'd have to wait and see about that 5th-year option. But here's why I probably would. Now, a couple of these names are not going to be available, right, for sure. Right. But this is as strong a quarterback class as there will be. Let's say, and let's take the first part of this equation and say it happens. The trajectory remains the same. You don't get a lot better at the quarterback position. It kind of is what it is. There's Caleb Williams. There's Drake May. There's Bo Nix. There's the Penix kid in Washington. There's the Duke quarterback, Riley Leonard. There's J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. There's Prime's son, right? There's Michael Pratt at Tulane. There is Jalen Daniels.
Is Prime's son coming out?
And maybe, yes. Okay. There's Jalen Daniels at LSU. There's Sam Hartman at Notre Dame. There's the quarterback at Washington State. There are a lot of people you could look at and say, this guy's a top 60 pick. And by virtue of that, in the first 2 rounds, there are a lot of quarterbacks this draft that are circled to be that. And if you miss on that and you just bypass it and you say, no, we're just going to move on, then you're kind of stuck, not stuck, but married to Kenny Pickett for a while. If it doesn't get better, would you think about it in the first 2 rounds? Because I don't know for certain if I would, but I'll tell you what. I would start, if I haven't already, diligently doing my scouting on all these guys right now.
Absolutely. I would start looking at them. I don't know that I'm ready. I think I would probably give him a full year before I really decided what the future was. Because at the end of next year is when you really worry about the 5th-year option. But I think by the end of next year, you're really going to know what you have. You know, you figure you have an off season to tinker with some things. You also have an off season probably to change your offensive coordinator, maybe add a couple of pieces that you don't have, and kind of give them a few more tools to see if that's going to be what you need. Because to me, they've got other problems right now, and one of them is the only guy they have that scares anybody is George Pickens. Mm-hmm. They have one player that scares anybody on offense. So you need to get a couple more weapons, I think. But the key to me is Kenny Pickett has to start playing better. I was driving in, I heard